Okay, in this video we're going to go over the recall or the come command. Now, before we go over this and demonstrate, I want to show you a little bit about the science of the hand. For a dog, if you have your hand like this, it looks like there's something in my hand, even though my hand is empty. So when you do this, make sure you're holding your hand with a cup, and I want a 90-degree bend at your elbow. A lot of people start off like up here or down here. The idea is you want to start off here, so it's above the dog's nose, and it gets its attention. Before you call the dog, make sure you have a treat in your hand and you're holding your hand like this. Don't call it and then start doing this, otherwise the dog will look for something else. Now, when you're doing this exercise, you want to have at least 3 people. We're just going to have 2 in the video here because the third person has to film, but you want to do this with 3 or more people. Give each person about 5 to 7 treats, and what I'm going to do is before I call the person, the dog, I'm going to hold my hand out like this. Now, we're not going to say the word come first. We're only going to say come after the treat goes in the dog's mouth. So now he's trying to get treats from Anna right here. So I'm going to go ahead and show him how to do it. So I'm going to holding my hand out, like my other treats are going to be behind my back, and I say, Luca, Luca. I raise it over his head to put him to sit, I lower it, and I say come, or here, whatever your word is. Now Anna's going to do the same thing.
Luca. Come.
Luca. Puppy. Come. Now I start lowering it if the dog does not come to me. You saw how that works. And go literally all the way to the floor. I tell a lot of people, keep going down until it stops, and I go like this. So go all the way down. All right, now if he comes to you like you just did for Anna, she didn't call him. During this exercise, we're not going to reward that. Now that would be passive training, so make sure if you're not doing this exercise, you do reward that. So now I have my hand ready. Luca, come. We want to teach the dog, come to who's calling you, not to who do you want to go to. Now, he went to Anna. This is why we don't do 2 people, because it just pogos. Luca, come. After a while, he'll come start sitting in front of you. I only do this arc over his head to put him in his sit. If he sits on his own, then I just hold it out here and just give him the treat and say come. Now, when you're doing this, at first, I'd like to have everybody, we're a little bit closer than we normally would be. I like people to be about 7 feet apart. And then when the dog kind of has a bounce in its step as soon as coming to the person who called him, then you're going to start increasing the distance of the circle. Now, if the dog comes to me, Luca, puppy, so he comes to me and Anna's calling him and he's not listening to Anna and he's just jumping up on me. Luca, what I'm going to do is cross my arms and look up and be completely still. And then Anna's going to call.
Luca.
Remember, always say the command word after the treat goes in the dog's mouth. So what you want to do is you want to do this, like I said, give each person, if you only have 3 people, about 7 to 10 treats. If you have more people, you can have a little bit less treats. At first, about 7 feet apart in a triangle or whatever shape. And then eventually, as the dog starts getting that bounce in step, we're going to have everybody move a couple more feet apart. And not during the exercise, like everybody, we do this exercise, we're out of treats. Next time we do it, we're going to start out a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. Eventually, we want to get to the point where Anna's on that side of the room, I'm on this side of the room, somebody's way over there, and the dog's coming to find us. The next step is to have one person outside of the room, but still in sight. Once we've done that, the dog goes to that person consistently. Now they're going to be outside the room, just outside of sight. And then eventually, different rooms in your house, your dog has to come and find you. And this becomes a fun game that you can do with your kids. The next stage is to go and practice outside. Now, when you're outside, I'm going to have the camera come a little bit closer. When we're outside, there's a lot of distractions. Don't compete with your dog for distractions. So if there's something else going on, make sure that dissipates before you try to do this again. Come. And the idea is when we go outside, we're going to compress that triangle or whatever the circle is, so we're back to about 7 feet apart, and then we're off. That's what you want to do at home. Sit. And then we're going to gradually make that circle or triangle or whatever it is bigger to the point where the dog's going from one side of the yard to the other side of the yard on command. Anna, you want to demonstrate one more?
Luca.
Come. Luca. There's one other last little thing. Come. Now, I'm not saying come to before. I'm only saying come during the reward stage. Eventually, if you want to find out if your dog knows the verbal command, most dogs learn through a gesture first. If you want to learn, the dog can't see me, come. He didn't come, so that's an indicator that he does not have the verbal command. Many people confusingly think their dog does know it, but they're actually coming to the gesture. So if your dog is looking at you, you want to just turn your head away from your dog and say come. And if it comes to you without seeing your face, then you know it has the verbal as well as the gesture. One more time for the road. Luca, come. This is how you teach your puppy to come.